Hey guys, this is my review for Man of Steel. I have to say that I was completely satisfied with this film. I loved how the cast and crew were. I loved the way Henry Cavill played as Superman. In fact, he's the first English actor to ever get the role. I love the way Amy Adams played as Lois Lane. Like, I think she was so hard for the role, and she finally got it for a long time. After all, consistency pays off. I love the way Michael Shannon played as General Zod. I thought he was completely badass when he played that character. And I was so satisfied that he actually played the super villain, like the Superman's main villain, so well. I love the way Lawrence Fishburne played as the main manager and like the main boss at the Daily Planet. Thought he did a well job playing that character, and I just love the way Christopher Nolan came as an executive producer for Man of Steel. After all, it has to be dedicated mostly to Christopher Nolan and David S. Goyer because they came up together during the Dark Knight Rises trilogy, and they knew which direction they wanted to go for Superman, and they did it. That's why I'm making this video because I'm a huge fan of Superman once again. I knew the film came out June 14th and it's kind of late for this video to be posted on YouTube, but hey, what the hell? I'm a big fan. I'm gonna do whenever I want to. Um, Overall, I love the film was great, but it wasn't perfect. I mean, the beginning of the film was just neatly packed. I love the visual effects for this film were just um, exquisite, perfection, everything you need to know. Like in the beginning, we see how Russell Crowe, who by the way, badass role playing as Jor-El, Superman's father. I think Russell Crowe really made me engaged to this film mostly. Like I would have to say, like he was like the main guy for this film because without Russell Crowe, we wouldn't go so far without him. I loved in the beginning how they showed how Krypton blows up, the grab visual effects and stuff that actually showed how Krypton was like. That was like wow. Um, I love the way how Superman, how he's born and stuff. They show that he's like the first natural born, natural born, in to be born in Krypton. You know, everyone else is just this, just practically just aren't given birth. They're just probably like cloned or something like that. So that actually depicts Superman in a totally different way. Now I'm not gonna go farther than that, but um, I love the way how Krypton is about to blow up. Jor-El has no choice but to send his son Kal-El to Earth because they will have to have some survivor um, live. But General Zod, absolutely, he just was depicted like great. He's played by Michael Shannon once again, and he was completely badass. He tries to find the kid, and Jor-El doesn't tell him. He just freaking sends him to Earth. That's his plan and stuff. And Michael Shan, what's his face? General Zod's pissed off because he's like, no, you can't do that. We can find a way to save Krypton, but there's not, obviously no hope for it. Krypton's about to blow up, so Jor-El already sends the kid to Earth. And what happens is General Zod kills um, what's his face, Jor-El. But it doesn't really matter. Jor-El already wanted to die quick. He wanted had a quick death because he already knows he's gonna die. The Krypton's about to blow up. Everyone's going away, and I thought that was just great. Like the sequence, the fighting. Russell Crowe really nailed it mostly in this film. And so later on, we see General Zod. He's going to prison now. He's going to be in the Phantom Zone. Obviously, he doesn't die with rest in Krypton when it blows up. But then we see Clark Kent goes to Earth and stuff. And what really made this film for me was between the relationship between what Superman had between two fathers, Jor-El and Jonathan Kent, because like I mean they had two different worldviews for Superman. Like if you think about it, like Jonathan Kent was first of all a human being. He wasn't really his biological father, but he raised him like he was his actual father. He taught him morality, all these things that he needed to know before he became Superman. Jor-El, on the other hand, is this guy who tells Superman everything he needs to know after he becomes Superman. Like he tells him like everything that he needs to know about his world, and that he needs to stop General Zod and all that stuff. I thought it was great. Like the character development, a lot of people say that there was not much character development in this film. I actually would disagree. I would say that there was a lot, plenty of character development that we needed to see, particularly with Superman. It was just great. I think the way they actually depicted Superman was just fabulous, masterpiece, great adventure, and it's worth seeing like once every while. This film is so fabulous. I love the way how Superman, how Clark, in early teenagehood, we see Clark Kent as just some kid who doesn't know anything. He's just trying to do the right thing and stuff. His dad's telling him to keep everything as a secret. The world doesn't know yet who you really are. And the scene at like when I first saw the scene where Jonathan Kent goes into the tornado and just disappears. I thought that it was a little whack, but when I really think about it, I think it's kind of sick because like he says, "I know you can save me, Clark Kent, because you're Superman, but the world's not ready yet, so I'm just gonna go." And that'll be a hint for you on who you're gonna be and what you're gonna do in the future. I thought that was awesome. If you think about it, overall the film was very realistic, almost more realistic than almost all the Superman comic books put together. It actually shows us what it's gonna be like if there was actually aliens. One thing that actually blew my mind in this film is that the theme of evolution versus morality really was something. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, because Krypton was blown up. General Zod is still alive. He's like a survivor, just like Clark Kent. But like he's trying to find a new planet where he can grow Kryptons, have his own Kryptonian, a new Kryptonian planet. You know, the only place where he can get a Kryptonian planet is Earth, because that's the only place for living organisms to be now. But Clark Kent, Superman, is now disagreeing with General Zod. He's like, all right, you're gonna make it a place for Kryptonians. What's gonna happen to the humans? General Zod's like, well, I don't know. It's their problem. They're gonna disappear and die. They're gonna suffer from extinction. Superman's like, hell no, hell no. This is their plan, boy. This ain't yours. Krypton had its chance. It blew up, and it sucks for them, and that's their problem. You ain't gonna take my turf away. So the way Jonathan Kent raises Superman and what he learns really kicks in at this point, and that's what makes Clark Kent a Superman. You know, it's not because of his powers and stuff. You know, it's actually what he believes in and what he's fighting for that makes him a superhero. You know, and that's a part that like really like wow, I thought it was great. You know, so Superman kicks General Zod's ass in the beginning. Well, he doesn't kick his ass. He actually kills him. And I know that's a little controversial, but you know, again, I love the way Superman wasn't depicted as like this charismatic character who knows everything. He's trying to do the right thing. He's not perfect like how we are, you know. So in other words, he's not a god, you know. He's just trying to do the right thing, and I think that's a modest way to actually depict a superhero. And by the way, he had no choice. He had to kill General Zod, you know. He would have killed those two innocent people, you know. Like he brought his laser out like, chee! And Superman's like, no, don't do it, don't do it, and snaps his neck off, you know. And I thought that was sick. I thought it was awesome. Even in the Dark Knight, and Jeremy James right, Batman had no choice. He had to kill Harvey Dent, you know? Otherwise, he could have killed, James Gordon's son. So, you don't have a choice. You gotta do it. Obviously, I have to say that this film was awesome. Character development. We didn't see much of a relationship between Lois Lane and Clark Kent. And I think that's another problem that I wasn't really But still, the movie was great, and like I said, the movie's not perfect because we didn't see that much cultural pop joy that we usually see between Superman and Lois Lane. But hopefully, we might see that in Man of Steel too. But please, I hope we do. Um, yeah, the film was awesome. It's actually, I was really pleased. It was a really emotional, action-packed, senseless action. Really sci-fi though. And when I say sci-fi, I love the theme between evolution versus morality. It really kicks in this film. It was so sick. Obviously, if I was to rate this film 1 through 10, I would give it an 8.5. I would give it an 8.5, not a 10, because we didn't see much of like the thing is what I actually kind of like, but what I'm starting to regret now is like how we see how Clark Kent works at the Daily Planet at the end when he finally kills General Zod. I would kind of like it the opposite way. He's working at the Daily Planet with Lois Lane. They're working together. Uh, Lois Lane already knows that Clark Kent is Superman, but um, there's some stuff going on that he keeps him busy and stuff. And yeah, I would really like to see him already working at the Daily Planet before he's fighting General Zod, not after he kills General Zod. And he's like, oh, okay, now I gotta get a job. No, I want to see him get a job first because I want to see him because this is where it needs to kick in identity. He's trying to fit into this world, and I think that would be much more meaningful if we see him fully developed as a character as Clark Kent and Superman. Like in the beginning, like it shows him already working in the Daily Planet because that's a big role for Clark Kent. And and that's where the romance could kick in between Lois Lane and Clark Kent. But all right, now finally, my review for Man of Steel 2. I'm really excited for this film. I recently heard that it's going to be between Superman versus Batman. I think it's going to be awesome the way Batman's going to get kicked into this film. But I strongly advise that Christian Bale actually plays as Batman, only because they did a wonderful job at Dark Knight. I advise Christopher Nolan to double think because I think Christian Bale would really kick in. That's just my opinion, and a comment to see what you think about it. And I'm really excited for what do you call it? Man of Steel 2. But I wouldn't say that I would want to see a Superman versus Batman like the main thing. I want to see like a part of the film. But like there's another villain that they have that Superman and Batman have to team up to kick his ass. Like probably like Brainiac or something because Brainiac is a big guy. I would not advise to show Supergirl. I'm glad that they did not put Supergirl in this film. I'm so happy that Batman's in this, and because they are like two partners that work together. I want to see a collaboration. Here's how I would put it. Superman and Batman, they're enemies at the beginning and they're fighting one another. I don't know who's gonna win, but it's Superman because it's his film. But they finally team up. Like after knowing what's really happening, they have no choice. They have to work together. But at the same time, they're struggling to work together because Batman's being a dick to Superman. Superman's trying to show off to Batman. Well, actually no, Batman's showing off to Superman because he's rich. And yeah, I think that would be awesome. Like they team up. They hate each other in the beginning, but the hatred slowly diminishes and they become true partners. I think that would be awesome. So I'm really excited for Man of Steel 2. I was so happy for Man of Steel to be shown because this is Superman's 75th anniversary. I love Superman. I think he's the greatest, not only the greatest superhero, but the greatest comic character ever made. Kicks everyone's ass. Even like literally everyone's ass. Everyone that has ever appeared on film, comic, and everything like that. First hero, first ever person to ever get created. Thank